All right. Hello. I think this is working. Oh, wait. Okay, I think it is working. All right. Yeah, it's working. People are laughing at me already. And I don't think it's a good laugh. Here, come scoot over close. All right. So, first of all, I just want to address with Instagram Live, why can't I do this horizontal?
I know.
So we're both kind of bigger guys, so this is going to be real tight. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Instagram Live. I have really bad eyes. I'm going to preface this. I have bad eyes. I've had bad eyes since I was little. I've actually had eye surgery, lens surgery, and LASIK, whatever that is. So if I get close to look at the comments, it's because I literally cannot read your comments unless I'm up here. Tweet.
I have squinty eyes, so at least your eyes look open. Mine just looks like I'm closed the entire time.
I don't feel like you have squinty eyes.
I have to do this to get on your level.
Well, hello everybody, I'm Dan. This is Brad.
Hello.
We are super excited because the amazing Brad Freinberg, who I'm here with today, has launched AI Wellness, which is basically the supplement line that I have been on, that he's been making on his own with a team of people who are incredible and have done this for a long time. And now we finally have released it to the public to have as well as the workout and meal plan that I have been on for the last couple of years. It has really changed my life. So we're going to talk about that today and take your questions and hang out and tell stories and do whatever you want. So first, maybe I was thinking we could start by Brad just explaining who he is to everybody, because you guys obviously know who I am just because this is my Instagram. And so I'm going to hand it over to Brad for a minute.
Yes, I'm not only just his Viking bodyguard, but we met about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And he wanted to start with personal training, which was about 3 times a week. And from there, we just, had great progress, built a really good relationship. And over those couple of years, we got closer in the aspect where I could figure more out about his health and what he was dealing with, what he was going through. And slowly but surely, he started to develop and really started to see the results that he loved. And then I would say when he first took me on tour is when we got a really good taste into the extremes, the extreme stress of impact that it has on the body. And that's kind of where I was thinking, well, something has to be done about this because stress is in everyone's life. So I think from there is when we started to culminate on, what you need, because I remember taking just suitcases of everything.
We had 20 different pill bottles. Yeah. It was vitamin C, vitamin D, all your different vitamins. And then on top of it, creatine, glutamine, aminos.
It was everything.
Yeah.
Digestive enzymes, probiotics.
There's
20 different plus bottles. And I thought there must be a better way, because when I think of taking vitamins and minerals, and I'm sure everyone else does, it's pill after pill after pill that you have to take. So really out of a convenience, it was let's put it, all these different products into maybe just a couple and create it in a way where it gets the job done, but, you're not having, like you said, the 20 different plus bottles of what you need to take. And that was really the start of AI. And that was, what it's kind of turned into now and what it will be in the future.
So basically, what AI is, just to kind of explain it in a very small, easy, quick way, is right now, if you go to AIwellness.com, there are 4 different main supplements that I have been taking. One is a pre-workout. So when I wake up in the morning, I take a scoop and I put it in a glass of water and I mix it up with, I think it's 12 to 18 ounces or something like that. So 2 cups of water, basically. I'll drink 1 just glass of water in the morning to get hydrated, and then another glass mixed up with the pre-workout. I take 1 scoop. For someone who's starting it, I would say maybe you take half a scoop, because it hits pretty hard It definitely is the most important part to Brad and everybody involved with it, because they've been in the fitness industry forever, is there's some people who do pre-workouts that like hit you super hard and then you just like dive down and crash really hard for the rest of the day, which sucks for people who have to go to work and want to be productive during the day. So what they did with this pre-workout is it still hits really hard, but it sustains really well and doesn't, you don't have like a big spike and then you crash.
Yeah.
Brad can probably explain more of like the chemistry of what they did to achieve that, which we'll get into more later. But right now we're just going to talk in kind of broad strokes, and then we'll get into that later. But anyway, so I start the day with that pre-workout, and then I take it about 45 minutes to an hour before I work out. And I try to eat breakfast about 2 hours before I work out. All of these things, by the way, these are like Brad and has learned this from years and years of doing this, and I've found it to be extremely effective for me. If I work out on an empty stomach, I know some people do intermittent fasting and all that stuff and it works for them. For me personally, it doesn't work well for me. I don't have enough energy. I feel like I can't have as good as a workout if I do that. Sometimes I get nauseous, especially if I take a pre-workout on an empty stomach. It makes me nauseous. I'm a pretty sensitive person, so I'm very sensitive. So I eat 2 hours before. That way, when you get that kind of insulin spike.
Yeah, so it depends also on the food that you're eating, but that's why it's a good combination of, like you said, eat hour and a half, 2 hours beforehand, so you get the food into the system. Depending on the food type, with how much sugar, carbs can cause an insulin and blood sugar spike, and then you drop during the middle of the workout, which can make you go low. But that's why 2 hours beforehand, having fibrous, starchy foods with a little protein and fat will help stabilize all that.
So for me personally, and again, I want to give as much information as possible to all of you, because for me, it was such a learning curve, and I had to find it, from Brad, and it really changed my life. So I'm stoked to tell you about it, honestly, just excited. I found that in the morning, if I have a little bit of oatmeal is typically what I'll do. It cleans me out pretty good right in the morning, and it also sustains pretty well with me, opposed to having cereal or something, which is typically what I had before. Oatmeal does a lot better for me. So I'll have some oatmeal in the morning, maybe a little bit of almond butter in it, like a scoop of almond butter, a little bit of some blueberries or something like that, just to make it, a little more balanced. And I'll do that about 2 hours before the workout. Then I'll do the scoop of protein, scoop of pre-workout, like I said. Again, if you're starting and you're getting the pre-workout, I highly recommend you start with half a scoop. Just because if you're not tolerant to caffeine and stuff, it could hit you harder than you want it to. It's definitely a very strong, potent pre-workout. But like I said, it doesn't crash like others. So it kind of gives you everything you want. You get going, get your day going. I like the mornings personally.
Sub it in for coffee.
Instead of coffee, yeah. So that's the pre-workout. And then there's the second product on the website that you'll see is called the Intra Workout, meaning while you're working out. Maybe I'll let Brad explain this next one.
Yeah, it also has perform on it, because that's really what it helps do. It improves your performance during the workout. You can also use that same product for post-workout as well. And the whole idea of this product is to give you the fuel that you need during the workout to keep your muscles, keep your energy sustained. Because as we work out, your muscles, your body is using different types of energy, carbs, ATP, fat, and a big thing that sometimes we forget about are electrolytes and amino acids. And these products, these compounds, aid the energy usage while we're working out. So this product has what I deem as the proper significant amount of electrolytes, amino acids, to keep your body, to keep your muscles, your energy levels where they need to be for the workout and then after as well.
So one thing that's super important to me that I'll touch on real quick is, because I'm touring so much and traveling so much, one of the things that bummed me out about being a musician in the very beginning was there's really a stigma to artists and musicians that we are unhealthy people. We typically don't eat well. We drink hard. We party hard. And that's what's cool. And for me, that's not cool. Like, that's never been cool to me. I don't think it's a cool thing. I'm not harping on people who live the party lifestyle, but that's not what I choose to live like, because I really love the mornings. I love long conversations with people. I like being really present.
Long walks on the beach.
It's really nothing to do with like religious things or anything like that. I prefer, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with like having a drink with your friends or whatever, but I prefer to be pretty clean. I also, like I said, talked about it a lot of times, I've dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety in my life, and I find that it's worse when I'm not eating well. And so long story short, there's this big thing that musicians are supposed to follow that's like the rock star lifestyle, and if you're not doing it, you're not cool. And I've literally lost friends growing up to drugs and to living the rock and roll lifestyle, and so it's no longer cool to me. It's like represents everything that is sad to me, and losing a lot of my best friends who, were healthy and wonderful and got hooked on just following the wrong path. Sorry, the phone, someone's at my door. Oh my gosh, really? I don't think anybody's here but me and Brad right now. What should I do? Do I get the door, or do I just...
Want me to go?
Maybe you want to grab it? Okay, I'll just finish this off. I feel like we're having a moment that's important. Because I want to explain to everybody, like, I hate the stigma. It's part of the reason that I need you to understand I'm so passionate about this, is because I hate the stigma of a musician having, like, it's rock and roll and cool to, like, hold a cigarette, and it's rock and roll and cool to like party and to be hooked on heroin and all this stuff. Like I understand that that's the concept of rock and roll to people, but it's not to me. Rock and roll to me is being you, authentically, living a healthy, good life, like loving the people you love, and hopefully like being healthy for them and showing up for them. And like, I hope this doesn't sound like holier than thou. Like, I definitely have partied. I definitely have lived that life and lived a hard life at times. And I had to do that to figure that out. And there's some people who just do it and it's their thing. And I'm not judging them. I'm talking really for me. That's not what rock and roll is. Rock and roll for me is like, do you 100%. So, anyway, I'm doing me. So here I am doing me. So, doing me is living healthy. I like to live healthy. I like to have long conversations into the night with people. I like to wake up early and like enjoy a breakfast with people. Like, all those things can only happen if I'm healthy. Like, if you wake up and you're hungover, you're not really going to have a great morning. Half your day's gone. Like, I don't like that. It's not fun for me. So this is all about healthy living. This is not necessarily about being like ripped up and big muscles and stuff like that. If you want that, that will happen. I promise it will, because when you're eating healthy and you're working out, it just does happen, because that's how the body wants to be, is strong and healthy. I also don't have much of a choice when it comes to these things, because I have 2 autoimmune diseases. I have ulcerative colitis and I have ankylosing spondylitis. Shout out to all the people in the world who have autoimmune diseases. I know you. I love you. I fight with you every day. It's part of my life. It's part of who I am. I don't shy away from it anymore, because it's just part of my story. And part of mental health and physical health, a big part of it, is what are you eating and what is your exercise like? And then the third component is, do you have a great doctor? So this is not a cure for people who have autoimmune diseases, but I will tell you, absolutely, it's important, and any doctor who's a good doctor will tell you it's important to have good exercise and good nutrition. And then also to be, if you're seeing a rheumatologist or you're seeing a GI doc or whatever it is, sometimes there's medications and things like that. I'm totally for that, and for hospitals and for good doctors, like awesome. But a big part of it, diet, exercise. So, like I said, I don't have a choice. I really have to live healthy and clean, and that's why I just want to start by saying I reject the whole notion of rock and roll necessarily being like, the typical rock star who's strung out on stuff like that. I don't identify with that. I don't judge it, but I don't identify with it. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I digress. We're back to talking about AI wellness. We're thinking maybe we start. So sorry. There's the pre-workout. You take that scoop or half a scoop, especially if you're sensitive and you haven't done pre-workout before, maybe even a quarter scoop. Like, just start small. don't do the Dan Reynolds, which is like, well, I want to have a great day. I'm gonna do 2 scoops. This is 1 scoop, but I need 2 scoops of energy. And then no, don't do that. Take what's recommended or less. Like start sensitive. So yeah, that's the pre-workout. Then the intra workout Brad talked about. You could take with water. All these things are just with water during your workout. So if you have a gallon jug with you or something like that, that's typical for people when they're going to work out. Or maybe you have your little shaker bottle.
The other thing with the intra workout as well, a big part of what I wanted to design with this was hydration, which we will get into later into the near future. But the first part of this, with the intra workout, it's also been designed to be able to last in water. So maybe asking, well, what does that mean? You can, if you're already, if you're starting to work out, if you've been exercising, working out, training for a very long time, what you're able to do with the intra product is put it in, let's say, a gallon water bottle, and it will stay there without deteriorating for the rest of the day. So if you don't like drinking water, because I know a lot of people don't like the taste of it, you can put that in a nice big water bottle and sip it through the rest of the day, and it will still do what it needs to do.
And so that tastes yummy.
Exactly. What's the flavor? It's like a peach lemonade.
Yeah, so pretty good. We went through a lot of different flavors.
Yeah,
I think
there was the great thing of like trying experimenting with minerals is it tastes like that. So we were able to get a good all natural sweetener to really help taste much better.
And we also, well, when I say we, it's really Brad, but I like to say we to sound important. Found this amazing, like most premium quality. It was really important to us that all the vitamins that we were outsourcing, the glutamine, the aminos, the creatine. I hope I'm saying everything right, Brad, because I'm not the professional. But it's of the highest standard and premium quality and done in a facility that just does the best of the best. And that's who we're working with. Yeah,
we really wanted to have, because if you think about it, I'm sure you've all heard the phrase like you are what you eat. It's the same thing with supplementation. And in this industry, it can be difficult to figure out what's right. What should I do? How much should I do? Because there's 7 billion people in this world, which means there's at least 7 billion different opinions. And what I really wanted to do with this is take the best out there, make it affordable, make it absolutely attainable to improve your life, to have you perform better no matter what you're doing. So that's really the theme of AI, which you'll hear me say over and over and over again.
A lot of people, I'm sure, are wondering or asking, like, what is, so if you're following, so for instance, if you go to the website right now, if you go to aiwellness.com, there is my exact workout and my exact meal plan for free for anybody. You just go, put in your email, they'll send it to you. That was super important to me that everybody has that so you can understand this is exactly what I do. I don't know that it will work for everybody, but I would like to give it to you just so you can see exactly what I'm doing, because I'm the type of person that if I'm going to do something, I'm really all in about it. That's just who I am. I'm very passionate, or I'm not passionate. And so the body type that I was going for, that I told Brad, hey, this is what I want to do, is first and foremost, feel good. Like strong joints, feel light on my feet. I'm on stage a lot, running around a bunch, so it's important to me that I feel light on my feet, but also feel strong to like pick up my kids and do the things that I need to do. Like, so number one was just like feel good. That's most important to me. Number two, like be happy with how I look. Cool. Yeah. Like for sure. I want to love myself. And of course, like I touched on this before, but, for me, like I have my own like goals that I have, and that's not necessarily right for everybody and what you want. But I'm just going to share it with you so you can understand. My goal is to be healthy, lean, strong. That's basically what I'm looking to be: healthy, lean, strong. Because like I said, I run around on stage a lot. I need to have good cardiovascular health. I need to be in good cardio shape, but I also like to be strong to feel like I can perform to the extent that I want to. So yeah, that's basically it. So that type of workout, let me tell you, it works for men, women, like you're wherever you are on the spectrum. Like this is a great place to start for being healthy. If you're looking to be like a crazy bodybuilder, and you want to be ginormous or something, like, cool, I'm sure there's other stuff for you. This probably isn't for you. This will get you ripped up and it will get you strong, at least for me. I know it did for me, so I swear by it. But if you're looking to be like ginormous dude or something, like I don't know, I'm sure there's stuff.
Yeah, and with the workouts, then meal plans that were, remember yesterday we were like, what should I say instead of diet? Like meal plan.
Yeah, like health plan.
Yeah.
Meal plan. Meal plan.
Tell you that.
Oh yeah, that probably is what I was thinking. I think I said it earlier today. Or I tweeted about. I was like, meal plan.
So
meal plan.
Because I agree, diets don't work.
Yes.
So with everything that you can sign up for, like Dan said, it worked for him. That doesn't mean, and it doesn't mean it. The results could be the same. It could be very different. And with all of this, please check with your doctor. It's the combination of having that relationship with, your doctor, supporters, whatever it is, to get you to your goal. So just because you sign up for the workout doesn't mean it's going to give you exactly how Dan's body looks, because everybody is different. But everything in that plan, it has what is needed. So there's all the primary movements: squat, hinge, single leg, push, pull for the upper body, core. There's cardio, low, medium, high intensity. In the meal plan, it's very balanced, which you'll see in there. Fiber, fat, veggies. So it could potentially help you. But at the same time, I don't want you to think that I'm going to get Dan's body. It's, like you said, whatever goals you have for yourself, you may need additional support. You may need to get with a trainer. You may need to get with a nutritionist. But this is definitely a great place to start and really see what Dan is doing day in and day out.
One of the other things, so there's the pre-workout. We covered that. The intra workout, you can drink this during the day, during your workout, post-workout. It's good for recovery. It's good for hydration. All the vitamins are in there that you need daily. And then there is the joint capsule, which is, maybe I'll let Brad explain this, but yeah, I'll let you.
So the joint capsule, it does a lot. And the reason we call it joint capsule is because everyone can relate to that. We all have aches and pains. My God.
Sorry, guys. All good. Everything. I hit my knee on the desk. Sorry.
So the reason we call it joint capsule is because if you think about going through life, you think about aches and pains that we get through the body, whether it's just the stress that we're dealing with, our daily activity, maybe some type of illness we have in the body, whatever it is. The ingredients in the joint capsule are designed to help your body better manage the stress of everyday life. As we go through life, our body, speaking of specific hormones, cortisol is a very popular one. When we are stressed out, cortisol rises. And that's okay if our stress comes back down, because then cortisol will come back down. It's when the stress stays there and doesn't go away. And that could be very different for every individual on this planet. What the combination of ingredients are designed to do are to help your body better do what it's already doing. And that's removing, or I don't want to say removing, it's combating the negative impacts of elevated and prolonged stress. So the great thing about it is that it's all natural, and that's a big thing we wanted to do for all of our products, having it be as natural as possible. Like in the joint capsule, there's flowers, there's roots from the turmeric, certain plants, and they're all, when they work together, they empower the ingredients, so they work synergistically with each other, making it a very powerful and effective product just to help you better deal with stress in your life. The best way to describe
Well said. Obviously, Brad should be saying everything because he's way more well versed in this than me. I'm just here as a supporter, just like kind of a cheerleader that's like, this has been great for me. It's really changed my life for a lot of reasons. One, being physically healthy is when you're like not feeling physically great, nothing else matters. Anybody who's been there knows that. Like literally nothing else matters. Suddenly all the things you were stressed about don't matter. You're like, oh my gosh, like my health is gone. It's like when you're sick or something, you're like, why was I taking for granted every day that I was feeling good? Like, you know what I mean? So one, it like infinitely changed my life. My frame of mind also has been changed significantly. And same thing we said about like, if you have autoimmune diseases, obviously this is not going to, like, you need your doctor still. Mm-hmm. If you're dealing with mental health issues, trust me, I'm a huge advocate, 100%, see your therapist or your psychiatrist, whoever it is, like absolutely seek help. I have a therapist I still see weekly. Like that, this doesn't cure it for me, but I will tell you it's definitely part of my battle. Like life is a battle, you know, to if you think that you're just going to walk through life and be happy all the time, trust me, I do feel like there are some people like that. You know, the person who's just like happy all the time and you're like, how are you so happy? There are people like that, but it's not me, okay? I don't wake up just always happy. Like I definitely am like, you know, have been a very spiky type person. I have found a lot more of this, like stability, like existing. And my goal of life is to exist in just like a good space the majority of the time. You're going to be sad still, especially if you deal with depression, anxiety, like that's still part of my life. But my goal is every day, what am I doing about it? You know what I mean? Like what am I taking action? So this is all about action. This is about fortifying your mind, fortifying your body, like putting up those defenses, like putting up the walls and your little archers that are like around my brain that are like, pew, 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 depression. Anyway, I'm a visual person, so. And plus, I love like castle games. You know, I'm like that little kid who likes like, you know, where you build the walls.
Clans fan?
No, I never played Clash of Clans because I feel like it takes all your money. Like,
that's what it did to
me. If you want to be good, you have to. Like,
that's what I did.
Yeah, no shout out to Clash of Clans. I would give a shout out to like Age of Empires. That was like an old school game. It was like.
That was a good one.
You remember that on the PC?
Yes.
I think they're remaking that. Anyway, I digress. So this is, for me, this is just part of my existence, to my constant drive to be happy and to like try to better myself every day. And that's what AI wellness is about. That's why I love the term wellness. I think that's a better term than like, it's not believable to me when someone's like, if this was called like, for instance, AI, like happiness even, I'd be like, I don't know about that. Because you know what I mean? Wellness is like a good, like, it's honest. It's about being honest. Yeah.
Actually, and that's what AI wants to do. It just wants to improve the quality of your wellness, improve the quality of your life.
It's like that core, like the mantle of the earth. It's like, you know, It's that core. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should take some questions.
Yeah, that's good.
Were you going to say something though?
What did we leave out? So we have the glutamine and the creatine.
Okay, sorry, cover that real quick.
So I'm sure many of you have seen glutamine and creatine on many shelves in many stores. And again, what AI wanted to do was give you the best version possible. So in the glutamine and creatine, the reason why we created separate products for it is because everyone has different goals. Everyone has different body types and internal environment. So for instance, with creatine, what creatine does is it greatly improves your high intensity output, your explosiveness, your power. So if anyone is training for, let's say, a powerlifting competition, a strongman, anything that, track athlete, anything that requires you to put out high intensity, you may need more creatine than what than what you're already getting. The reason we chose that form of creatine is because it improves the bioavailability. What that means, you get more bang for your buck. So your body is going to be able to have a better job of absorbing the version of creatine that we're offering. Same goes for the glutamine. What glutamine does, it greatly improves your recovery, but not just in the muscles, also in your gut. And our gut is so important. There's so many important hormones that are impacted by our gut health. High levels of glutamine can greatly or potentially help your gut. So that's why we also offer that, because maybe someone needs more glutamine as they're going through this. But that's why the version of creatine and glutamine that we're using is what it is, and that's why we have separate products for it.
Well said indeed. So anyway, that stack of things, you can either get them separately or you can get them all as just I think it's called the power stack or something. AIwellness.com. That's where it is. All the prices, it was super important. Like one of the things I said to Brad, if I'm gonna put my name on this and like be a part of it, it needs to be the most premium content, like exactly what I've been using, which is we searched for all the most premium, so all of that kind of in one, and then also so at a price that's like you're gonna spend less money to buy all of that. Just like these few things rather than like a billion different things that we were going through, like all these little bottles of vitamins like that. It's super expensive and also not like good, like to be bringing that around everywhere. I had like literally when we were on tour, I had a suitcase that was just completely filled with pills and like supplements. And every time we go to a border crossing, people are like, I don't know about this guy. Like, come on. I'm like, okay, let's go through it. This is vitamin C. This is like, it's all cool, man. It's all good. It's like normal. Anyway, so it's basically taking all of that at its most premium, like studied, like decades of Brad putting his life into this with a bunch of other people who do this for a living, like professional science people, and then taking all of them and putting it into one and making it sustainable.
Yeah, coming down to the types, the quality, the amount of each ingredient, the combination of each ingredient, we wanted it to be as scientifically supported, backed as possible. Because there's, with the amount of, let's say, a certain beta-alanine or glutamine or this or that, we wanted to come in and make sure that everything that we're putting in there is proven to work. We have the scientific backed data to show that this is why we're using this. This is why we're using the combination of these or the amount of these in every single one of our products.
Okay, so we promised we'd take questions too.
Yes.
I know we just threw a bunch of information at you, but I'm just trying to like make sure you guys are hearing everything as honest and like straightforward as you can possibly hear. So we're now going to look at these comments and take some of these, like I just said. I always repeat myself. Brazil loves you. I love Brazil. Thank you, Julio Caesar. Okay, so do you guys have questions? Let's start with maybe some questions. And if this phone falls, I hope it doesn't fall. I really wish Instagram Live would do horizontal. I don't know why it doesn't. Maybe it does, and I'm like, I just don't even know that. Or you have to download some, like third-party thing or whatever. But I don't want to do that. Okay. So questions, please bring your questions. I'm seeing lots of hearts and like sweet, nice things. What was the price of the stack? That's a great question. I believe the price of the stack is somewhere in the region of $150. Is that correct, Brad?
It's close to that.
It's something right around there. And for the stack, that's the pre-workout, the intra, and it's a month. Is it a month's worth?
Month supply, yep.
Honestly, if anybody who's taking a lot of different supplements, that's actually a really pretty great damn price if you're getting your glutamine, your creatine, all your vitamins, all the joint capsule. Like it, I can tell you just from experience that's.
I've been experimenting on my body with supplements for years, and I remember first getting into it and just seeing I couldn't get a lot of the stuff because of how expensive. And yes, over time, pricing has gotten better, but. What we really wanted to do was make everything affordable because, we want to make a difference. And in this industry, it can be very, like I said, very, hard to figure out what's working. And, is it worth it to spend money on this, on that? But yeah, everything with the pricing that's in this is extremely affordable.
And so you can buy things separate or whatever, or you can get just the stack. The stack is what I have taken now for almost 3 years. And the first years, obviously, like I said, it was a bunch of different things. But selfishly, I was like, when Brad had this idea, I was like, please, like, send it to me as you get it. So I've just been taking this now for the last couple of years.
Yep.
Okay. I'm taking supplements. Any healthy tip for it?
Yes. So wait, what was that? I'm taking
supplements. So any healthy tip for it?
That's actually made me just think of something. So supplements are what they're called, supplements. They're not. There's no such thing as a secret pill, this and that. What also needs to be a foundation for everyone is making sure you're eating right, moving right, and recovering. Supplements fill in the cracks. So if we have a poor diet, the supplements are only going to be as effective as what you're putting into it for your food. Meaning, if your food, exercise, recovery is not where it should be, the supplements won't be as effective. So the tip really is make sure you are practicing healthy habits, exercise, recovery, eating right, all of the above.
Okay, more questions. Kind of irrelevant to the conversation. When do you think you'll be touring again? You dirty dog. I don't really know right now. I'm taking a little bit of time off. I just had a newborn little boy, Valentine, who I love, and have been away from my kids more than I want to. So I'm trying to take a little bit of time off right now to be a dad. But I also love the road, and I love all of you, and I love doing music. And I love Imagine Dragons. I'm sure I'll be on the road soon. Long story short, I'm sure sooner rather than later I'll be back on the road. But trying to find new ways to be able to bring my kids with me. So if you see Valentine up on stage singing Radioactive, that's fine.
I've seen a couple, a lot of people in different countries asking when will these be available. We are working on that ASAP. So unfortunately, with distributing to other countries, there's a lot of laws and things we have to follow. So we are working on that as quickly as possible to get it out to you guys.
Okay.
Let me see.
I'm seeing a lot about are you going to come to Poland and stuff like that? Yeah, absolutely we will. Do you recommend your products to younger people, 14 to 18 years old? I'm going to refer to Brad on that. I have no idea, honestly.
Great question. So what I'll say is this. If you're under 18, please talk to your parents. And this goes for everyone. Make sure you are in communication with your doctor. What I will say, and I've also seen, does this also help women different from men? So this can kind of be a big, broad answer to all of that. It's going to help everyone. Make sure you're following, like I said, proper nutrition, exercise, working with your doctor, whether you are a man, woman, younger, older, it's all designed to help improve your body. So if you're under 18, make sure you are getting approved and connected with your parents.
Oh, wow.
Is that me?
No, I think that time it was you. We have a really sketchy setup, as you can see. I think we've even
So yeah, it's to answer all of that. It will help everyone, but be in communication with your doctor, be in communication with your parents if you're under 18.
Okay. Getting back closer because my eyes can only read when I'm close. In future, it will be available in other countries like Brazil. Yes, we're absolutely going to make it internationally available. It's not yet. Sorry about that.
At least in the meantime, and that's another reason we wanted to have Dan's workout and meal plan available, because, we could imagine for those wanting it in other countries, it's like, great, but we don't have anything. So at least you can sign up and, if you want to follow along with that as well, that'll help.
Also, I just would mention, and I'm sure Brad can touch on this more, but if you have a workout plan that works great for you, or you're whatever, or you found something online that you want to do or whatever, that's fine. You could still take these supplements. This is all for your health. It's very typical for recovery of any athlete or someone who's expending energy and trying to recover better, trying to stay healthy, whether it's the probiotics or whether it's the joint capsule or whatever it is. All these things work for really any workout. It's not just for my workout if that's what you choose to do.
That's a good point, yeah.
Okay, let me see here.
I have a good one. Any advice for sticking to the plan there is with motivation? So, this could really apply to your life in general. You need to find your purpose, your why. So with staying healthy, I find this a lot because when I was younger, I was an athlete, played rugby, tennis, basketball, and I always had something to train for. Then I got out of that, and as I got older, health became more of a focus for me. But I'm not going to lie, training for health may not be as exciting. So I would say find something to maybe perform in, whether it's a race, whether it's a competition of some sort, but anything to give you a reason why to get up out of bed and get into the gym and eat right. So with motivation, find your why, find your purpose.
That's a really great point. Actually, I will say that, for instance, I signed up for a race that was in Vegas. I live in Vegas, and there was a Tough Mudder that was here, which is this big race and has obstacles and stuff during the way. It's really fun. Anyway, but it gave me something to keep, continually train for. Obviously, when I'm on the road, I'm on these stages and I'm running all over the place. So I have something to train for all the time, and it gives me that extra push. autoimmune diseases, another thing that gives me that extra push. But I think that's really a great advice, is to find a race or something to sign up for.
Do you remember what you told me your why was when we first started working out?
No, what was it?
So it was yes to health, but it was to dunk.
Oh yeah, it was. I wanted to dunk a basketball.
Yeah. Something as simple as that.
Yeah, that's true. Having something to train for, that really is great advice. I totally agree with Brad on that.
I've been getting some people asking about where they can find the workout and meal plan. So on the website, all you have to do is enter your email. And
I think you click on wellness. I think it's like, or something like that, and it's like gives you.
Yeah, I think there's a button on there that says like join now or something along those lines. Yeah. And what it'll be is every week you will get Dan's workout for the week or Dan's meal plan for the week, and that'll obviously change from week to week.
For those of you who are wondering what my basic meal plan looks like, just to give you an idea, it's a pretty typical anti-inflammatory meal plan. Which is lots of vegetables, fruit, vegetables, healthy, like very starchy things like sweet potatoes, rice, beans,
anything that makes
chickens, and then protein. I do like chicken, salmon. Everything is very unprocessed. So anytime you're getting something that's been packaged and highly processed, it's not good for you. And I think it's pretty obvious. It's like you don't know what's in there. You don't know what they did to put it together. You're breaking apart things that your body should be breaking apart. So it's very just like whole grain type meal, like kind of that very holistic, anti-inflammatory, low on, I don't do a lot of sugar. Obviously anybody who knows who has autoimmune diseases, sugar typically can be quite triggering, especially with arthritis and things like that.
Yep.
But also it's sustainable. It's totally sustainable and manageable for me because I get to have cheat days, so I'll still eat all the things I want to eat. I'm not the type of person who likes to give up food. I really love food a lot. So
me too. That's actually one of my main motivators.
Yeah, right. That's another motivation can be like, hey, I wanted to run that race, or it can be like, I want to eat like more of what I want to eat. We have our epic cheat meals. Yeah, we have big cheat meals for sure. But questions. We should take more questions probably. I relate. Yeah, you relate. Everybody relates with food, right? Food is like, don't take away your food. Whoever takes away your food is evil. That's just wrong. What's your favorite workout? That's a really good question. I actually kind of like to run, but I really like podcasts. So I don't necessarily like to run, but I think I just like to listen to podcasts while I run. I don't know.
Really? Everything you pick? Podcasts and cardio?
I do. You know what? I actually like clean. I like cleans now. I do like some of the Olympics lifting, but I was just trying to think, when am I genuinely like happy? Oh, I could do this for a while. Kind of like when I'm on a run. If it's like, beautiful outside and you go for a run, or you're on a treadmill even, like if I'm listening to a good podcast or a book on tape, I listen to a lot of book on tape. Yeah.
Oh, I actually got two good ones. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please.
So are the products vegan? Joke is, how do you know someone's a vegan? They tell you you're a vegan.
Right, I've heard that one, yeah.
So
the person said I'm a vegan.
Well, I'm a vegan. There's a joke. So I've been vegan.
Brad has been vegan
for quite a bit now. Yes, these products are 100% for anyone and everyone. So whether you are vegan, paleo, only meat, whatever it is, it's going to fit into your meal plan, because that was very important for me, because
I think two of them are vegan. I think they're still working on one of them being vegan.
Yeah, so yep, exactly. So
I just didn't want you to get through and then be like, actually, one of them is not vegan.
No, so I forget which one, but you're right.
They say somewhere on the AI wellness site. Yep. I think it's the Intra one. Still is like not fully vegan. One of them is not fully vegan. I can't remember which one it is. But if you go to AI wellness, it'll show you. I'm pretty sure 2 out of the 3 different things that you're taking is vegan, and they're working on making the last one vegan.
Exactly. And what we can, if need be, we can make another option for it to be vegan.
Yeah.
Because that's extremely important to me. And then I have another good one. How do you help Dan reconcile exercise plus diet with his shows around the world? It's really, I would say, staying on a schedule and routine. Because what I experience as being on tour is that it's very easy to let yourself kind of just get, best way I can think of it is like lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Because it's so high different, like it's, when you're at a show, it's crazy.
That's so East Coast of you, by the way, to say lost in the sauce.
Yeah,
I've never heard that before, but I'm like, oh, that's so Philly. He's from Philly. That's like the most Philly thing I've ever heard you say, lost in the sauce. It's pretty cool.
But then, you have high intensity, low intensity, but being able to know that you always have something to fall back on, that's what I really wanted to make sure, because it's crazy intense, traveling this and that. So really it's just a schedule, and then, really dialing into why you're doing what you're doing. And it also helps when I knock on his door and pull him out of bed.
That helps too. Okay, looking for more questions here. Sorry that I'm getting so up close on you guys, but I have to get close to read, sadly. We're going to take a few more questions,
Yep.
and I got to head out because I got to go get my little girl from school. Am I growing my mustache out? Yeah, I am. That wasn't even a question anybody asked. I just want to tell you. Ooh. Sorry. Who helped to implement this project? Well, the man himself is right here, Brad Freinberg. Again, I will reiterate, this is not Dan Reynolds making this. I'm not professional, and I am not. I would make a really bad supplement, to be honest with you.
It'd be loaded with
like cereal.
Yeah,
It'd be like Lucky
Fruity
Charms.
Pebbles.
I'd be like, here's your pre-workout. You pour it out. I'd be like, Fruity Pebbles. No, this is Brad and
Post-workout
his
is pizza.
professionals, not me. But I am a benefactor of all the wonderful things and brains of these people, which makes me really happy.
I have another one's good for sleeping. Wanted to answer that because I could imagine that sleeping could be an issue for a lot of people. So what I'll say with sleeping is a lot of things impact your sleep. And a lot of the reason why we can't sleep could be because of stress in our life.
Oh my gosh, the doorbell was my Postmates.
It's right there.
Oh, I just had a heart attack. I'm so sorry. Oh, the doorbell rang a long time ago, and I was like, who could be ringing my doorbell? It's the Postmates. Sorry. Food is so important. Food is really important. Sorry. Woo! Sorry about that.
So with sleeping, perfect example, if you're not eating enough, sleeping could be an issue. If you're eating too much, sleeping can be, so much impacts sleeping. So actually in the future, we will be coming out with a sleeping type supplement to assist with that. But, with sleeping, make sure you're exercising, make sure you're, eating right. But yes, these can also, I want to say, indirectly improve your sleep because they're improving everything else in your body.
Okay. Any more questions before we run? Because I got to get my little girl from school in T-minus. I got to leave in 5 minutes. So we'll answer a couple more questions, then I got to go. Will the supplements ship internationally? Not yet, and they will. We're working on that. When I say we, I mean they. But they're working on that. That's super important to us. How long do you have to sleep? Oh, Brad.
How long?
Yeah.
So it's 7 to 9 hours, but it's funny, actually women need a little bit more sleep because of how their brains at work differently than men. So I can let people interpret that as they want, but for men, you can get away with 7 to 8. For women, I would push 8 to 9.
Wow. All right. Well, you heard it here first. Will you fight Jess and I at UNLV? Yeah. Okay. Are you sure you want to fight someone with this kind of mustache?
I've been seeing a lot of good recommendations for exercise to start with. Either, I've seen 40 plus or, if I'm a novice, whether you've been exercising for your entire life or just starting out, foundation, basics are always key. When you think of elite athletes or elite, Dan practices his basics in singing. So basics are always key. So with exercise, whatever program you want to start, make sure to include some type of squat, some type of hinge, single leg work, upper, pushing and pulling for the upper body, core work, and cardio. I know that's a very vague and broad answer, but that's really what it comes down to. If you're starting out, start basic. There's no reason to kill yourself in the gym every single day because your body's going to burn out. There's plenty of times where we take a step back from working out and just focus on the basics to allow our body to recover.
Okay, one last question, then we got to run. Dan's biggest food temptation. Oh, that's a great question. I would say my favorite foods, to be honest with you, are pizza, cereal, fries, candy. Basically anything a 12-year-old likes. Yeah. Anything that's like super carby. I really like. I love cereal so much. Okay. I love you all. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. If you want to know more, go to aiwellness.com. And that's where the supplements are. That's where the free workout and free health plan are that I'm on. And I think that's everything, right?
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
Yeah. One thing we will be doing is that we want to show more of what Dan is doing in the day via live stream. So I've been doing it a little bit already, but we're doing live stream workouts. So we'll get more of those in there as well.
Yes. Watch me suffer. So I know you like that. I love you all. I'll see you around the world somewhere. And if not, never see you. Bye, guys. Wait, how do I end this? Okay.
Top right.
Okay.